Today, we will perform seated knee, extension, and flexion testing with the Contrex multi-joint device. This assessment measures the force production of the quadriceps and hamstring muscles, the most common application of this system. In this video, we will demonstrate how to prepare the device for a safe, reliable, and repeatable test. After watching, you will recognize the main components of the system, understand how to adjust the positioning, and be aware of key safety considerations for accurate measurement. Let's start with safety. Before every test, always check whether the participant has any pre-existing movement restrictions in either knee extension or flexion. If such restrictions exist, the range of motion must be adjusted accordingly. Remember that the range of motion is always individualized. It should never be copied blindly from one session to another without considering the participant's condition on that day. A critical point is that the knee must never be placed into full extension during measurement. In concentric work, this might not seem problematic, but in eccentric testing, the motor actively resists the movement, and the knee can be driven into hyperextension. Let's look at the main components. The system includes an electric motor with a lever arm. The motor can be mounted left or right, controlled by a handheld remote with up/down buttons and an emergency stop. Startup and seat adjustments switch on the power unit. Adjust the backrest to about 85 degrees so the hip is about 90 degrees flexion. The seat depth should support the thigh but allow free lower leg motion. Leave a 2-finger gap behind the knee. Set motor depth by sliding it on the rail and set height so the motor axis aligns with the femoral lateral epicondyle. Lock the motor in place. Use the handheld remote to bring the lever to an upper position where the shank adapter can be comfortably mounted. Slide the adapter onto the lever and position it a few fingers widths above the lateral malleolus. Lock the adapter in place, but do not yet secure it with the strap, as the final range of motion still needs to be individualized. Move the lever to the extension limit, just short of full zero, and lock the yellow stopper. Confirm anatomical zero in the software. Then move to the flexion limit around 90 degrees flexion and lock the blue stopper. Secure the shank strap. Then the thigh strap. Fasten safety belts while the participant leans back. Keep the leg relaxed as the system records limb weight and applies gravity correction. Flat torque lines confirm correct compensation. At this point, all adjustments for motor height, seat length, and adapter position are complete. For reliability and repeatability, it is essential to document these individual settings so that they can be replicated for the other leg or for future sessions. The required measurements include seat depth here around 8 centimeters, shank adapter length 31.5 centimeters, motor depth from the rail scale 41 centimeters, and motor height 9 centimeters. These values can be saved in the software under the scales menu and will be stored in the subject profile. Now you are ready to proceed with the strength testing.
It's the type of beat that make you say,
Testing the opposite leg. Once the first leg has been measured, carefully double-check you have stored all the individual settings. To continue with the opposite side, move the motor unit to the other rail. Even small deviations, for example 1 to 2 centimeters in adapter placement, can significantly affect the torque values and compromise the reliability of the test results. And repeat the range of motion setup with the same care as before. Finally, secure the straps and safety belts. And proceed with the protocol for the second leg.